Welcome to my channel, where today we'll be counting down the top 10 anime where the main character is overpowered from the start, but keeps their abilities hidden and surprises everyone after revealing their true strength. So if this is a topic that interests you, stick around, as there might just be some anime on this list that'll surprise you. But with all that being said, let's jump right into the top 10. Number 10, Our Last Crusade, or Rise of the New World. A force known as astral powers permeate through the world and is wielded by individuals known as astral mages. Fearing its destructive power, the Empire persecutes those who show their abilities. The tormented mages then founded a neighboring nation, the Nebula Sovereignty, to flee from their oppressors. Since then, the two nations have been in bitter conflict and have been in war for over a century. This anime follows a talented knight Asuka, who was sentenced to prison upon committing a great crime of freeing an imprisoned witch. A year later, the Empire's leadership suddenly decides to set him free, with the condition that he must hunt down the fearsome mage known as the Ice Calamity Witch. Hoping to end the war, Asuka agrees. Coincidentally, the Ice Calamity Witch herself, Alice Nebulous, also wishes for peace and is willing to do everything she can to bring down the Empire. Now, as Asuka and Alice both yearn for a crusade that'll turn the world into one without struggle or pain, the strings of fate tie them ever closer together, creating bonds that'll go far beyond something fabricated by mere coincidence. Number 9, Assassin's Pride. On the brink of extinction, mankind has downsized and now solely resides in the city-state of Falandor, and are now forced to live in a society encased by a glass dome, since outside exist vicious creatures who thrive in the darkness. However, living in the inner city does not come without a struggle, as there exists a clear distinction between nobility and commoners, as the blood of nobles enables them to utilize mana, granting them the ability to exceed natural human limits. This anime follows one such noble, Melida Angel, who is already 13 years of age and is yet to manifest her own mana. However, she still chooses to attend an elite academy where she is mistreated for a lack of magic. In order to help her, Kufa Vampire is ordered by the Angel family to become Melida's tutor. While Kufa seems to be a mere mentor on the surface, he has ulterior motives that lurk behind his job, and is set to assassinate her if he confirms that she does not possess any mana. Kufa's investigation eventually leads him to determine that he must eliminate Melida. However, he is struck by her unwavering determination, spirit, and belief in herself when he witnesses her in a fight, choosing instead to offer a way in which she can manifest her magic. As Melida learns to use mana with the help of Kufa's teaching, Kufa forsakes his mission and jeopardizes everything to keep his discovery of Melida unknown to the Angel family as well as his own guild. However, both Kufa and Melida will soon realize that hiding their secret will not be the only challenge they are set to face, as many unforeseen troubles are awaiting them just around the corner. Number 8, The Misfit of Demon King Academy. In the distant past, the war between humans and demons brought about widespread chaos and bloodshed. To put an end to the seemingly endless conflict, Demon King Anos Voligold willingly sacrificed his life, hoping to be reborn into a peaceful future. In preparation for the king's return, the demon race created the Demon King Academy, an elite institution tasked with determining Anos' identity when he reawakens. He reincarnates 2 millennia later, but to his surprise, he soon learns that the level of magic has drastically waned during his absence. Moreover, when he enrolls at the academy to reclaim his rightful title, he finds out that the demon kind remembers him differently. His appearance, his deeds, and even his legacy are all falsified, masked beneath the name of an imposter. This lack of common knowledge renders him the academy's outlier, a misfit never before seen in history. Despite these drawbacks, Anos remains unfazed, as he sets out to uncover those altering his glorious past and takes it upon himself to make sure that his descendants recognize that their ruler has finally returned. Number 7, To Be Heroine. Yu is about to leave home when she suddenly enters an incredible world. Appearing in front of her is an 8-year-old naked boy, and before she could even grasp the situation, she is attacked by assassins from a mafia group who were chasing the young boy. While trying to escape from the assailants, Yu loses one of her shoes, and by a strange kind of magic, her shoe turns into a warrior who was able to save her by blocking the attacks. Left confused by this strange sequence of events, she finds herself wondering, who are those naked kids, why did her shoe turn into a warrior, and above all, what world did this 8-year-old boy come from? Now forced into a whimsical adventure, Yu must come to terms with her new life as she sets off on a journey with the mysterious boy to answer all of her unsolved questions. Number 6, the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. The world's greatest assassin has sworn his lifelong allegiance to the organization that raised him. However, despite his loyalty, that very same organization takes actions to silence him, ultimately leading to his demise. Drowning in the frustration and regret he can no longer suppress, he finds himself in the audience of a goddess, attracted to him by his exceptional skills. The goddess offers him reincarnation into the magnificent worlds of swords and magic, so he can perform the crucial mission, prevent the world's destruction. destruction by slaying his hero. Accepting the goddess's request, he is reborn as Le Toide, the son of a noble family of assassins serving the Avalon Kingdom. Under the guidance of his father, Le learns new assassination techniques that significantly differ from the cold-blooded and unsympathetic killing style of his previous life. Furthermore, his other talents bloom, allowing him to meet new allies and acquaintances. Even so, Le knows that his efforts are far from adequate because a monumental adversary such as a hero can only be defeated with perfection. Number 5. The God of High School. The God of High School tournament has begun, seeking out the greatest fighters among Korean high school students. All martial arts styles, weapons, means, and methods of attaining victory are permitted. The prize? One wish for anything the winner desires. Taekwondo expert Jin Mori is invited to participate in this competition. There he befriends karate specialist Han Da-wi and swordswoman Yu Mirai, who have both entered for their own personal reasons. As the tournament begins to commence, Mori knows that no opponent will be the same, and all the matches that he will face will be the most ruthless he has ever fought in his entire life. But instead of being worried, this prospect excites him beyond belief. However, a secret lies beneath the facade of a transparent test of combat powerness that this tournament claims to be. And Jin, Han, and Yu will soon discover what it truly means to become the god of high school. Number 4. Spectre. Hidden in plain sight, spirits known as yokai inhabit the world, and while most are harmless, a certain subset threatens a tenuous peace between yokai and humanity. However, ever since she agreed to become their god of wisdom, Koto Iwagane has served as the mediator between the two realms, resolving any supernatural problem that comes her way. One day at a local hospital, Kotoko approaches Kuro Sakuragawa, a university student whose long-term relationship just ended after an unfortunate breakup. As Kotoko begins to harbor feelings for him, she suspects that something supernatural is lurking within his seemingly harmless appearance, and thus she asks Kuro for his assistance in helping out with the yokai. 2 years have passed, and news of an idol who was accidentally crushed to death by steel beams flood the press. However, months later, sightings begin to tell of a faceless woman who wields a steel beam. And as is the case with any supernatural problem, Kotoko and her partner set out to stop the spirits from wreaking havoc. But this case may prove to be far more sinister and personal than anyone could have ever imagined. Number 3. Chaika, the Coffin Princess. For 500 years, the taboo emperor Arthur Gauze ruled the Gauze Empire with an iron fist, conducting inhumane experiments on his own people. However, his reign came to an end 5 years ago when the warriors, later known as the 8 Heroes, defeated him in the battle for the capital. And his death marked the end of a 300-year-long war between the Gauze Empire and the Alliance of 6 Nations. In the present day, Toru Akira is a former saboteur from the war who has had difficulty settling into this new peaceful world, as he cannot find a job where he can put his fighting skills to use. An opportunity appears before him, however, when he meets a white-haired wither named Chaika. With a coffin on her back, she is searching for the scattered remains of her father in order to give him a proper burial, and she hires Toru and his adoptive sister Akari to help her in her endeavors. However, the Six Nations Alliance, which have now formed the Council of 6 Nations, dispatches Albert Gillette and his men from the Clement Agency to pursue and apprehend the late Emperor Gauze's daughter, who so happens to be Chaika. Now, with the shocking revelation of Chaika's identity, the Akira siblings must choose between helping her gather the remains of a tyrannical empire and upholding the peace the continent strives to maintain. Number 2. Darker Than Black. It has been 10 years since Heaven's Gate appeared in South America and Hell's Gate appeared in Japan, veiling the once familiar night sky with an oppressive skyscape. Their purpose is unknown. However, these gates are spaces in which the very laws of physics are ignored. With the appearance of these gates emerge contractors, who in exchange for their humanity are granted supernatural abilities. Now in the Japanese city surrounding Hell's Gate, Section 4 Chief Masaki Kirihara finds herself at odds with the infamous contractor codenamed Hei. Called the Black Reaper in the underground world, Hei, like his associates, undertaken missions for mysterious and ruthless syndicates while slowly peeling back the dark layers covering a nefarious plot threatening the very existence of contractors. And now Hei is forced into a war which is waged exclusively in the shadows to try and protect all that he holds dear. Number 1. To Your Eternity. An orb known only as It has been cast down to Earth to be observed from afar, capable of changing form from being whose reflection it captures. It first becomes a rock, and it does not move until one snowy day when a wolf at death's door barely crosses by. When it takes the animal's form, it attains awareness of its consciousness and starts wandering with an unclear destination in mind. Soon, it comes across the wolf's master. It is not long until the wolf takes the form of the young boy and sets off on his own journey. Throughout his travels, he takes up residency in many different villages and communities along the way, meeting all types of people and slowly adapting many of their cultures and customs. And as his adventure unfolds, we bear witness to the story of an immortal being experiencing humanity for the first time. Well, there you have it, my list of the top 10 anime where the main character is overpowered from the start but keeps their abilities hidden and surprises everyone after revealing their true strength. So if you made it to the end of this video and enjoyed it or found it helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel to stay updated with all future anime recommendations. In addition to that, if you have any genres that you would like for me to cover in a future video, let me know down in the comment section. But until next time, signing out.